The third tab that you'll come to when using the new client agreement wizard is going to be the invoicing tab. When you open this tab, the manual invoicing option is going to be selected for you automatically. You also have the option for automated invoicing. And depending on the settings you choose below, the invoices will be generated automatically and sent to your clients each month. Again, depending on those settings you choose. So let's look at those settings and options now. Your first setting or option that you can choose is what day of the month you want to generate your invoices on. We recommend the first week of the month as a better business practice, but you have the option to customize this as you need. The next option is for those of you who have clients who've given you permission to automatically bill their credit card each month. So what's going to happen is your system is going to generate the invoice only. What that means is this invoice is going to be in your system for accounting purposes, reporting, and revenue purposes, but your client will not actually receive this invoice by email. So you can choose this option or not. Also, another option, and we recommend this again as another best business practice, is to bill in advance of delivering services. If you choose this option, when you look below, you will see the payment plan table. And what this is going to show you is the period billed, which is when the service occurs, the invoice date, the date that your invoice is generated and sent to your client, and also the amount billed. You need to pay careful attention to this because if you do not choose this option, then what's going to happen, if you look down here, you have your period billed, which is when you offer your services, and your invoice is going to be generated after those services are offered. So, if you choose this option, your table will automatically reflect that it gets invoiced before you offer your services. Your client, this table, will see on their private client website. So there's not going to be any question of when the period billed is, when the invoice is generated, and the amount billed. Another option is you can choose when your payments are due. You can do immediately, after 15 days, after 30 days. Again, you can customize this as needed. Another feature is reminders. You can set a reminder. Let's say your client hasn't paid their invoice after 5 days. You can choose to set a reminder after 5 days, and they'll get a message that says, hey, you haven't paid your invoice yet. You might want to take care of that as soon as possible. So you can choose to set a date for the reminder, or you can leave this option off. The next thing you'll see is invoice notes. You can add invoice notes to any invoice, and this is going to appear as part of the body of the invoice. You can say something like, it was a pleasure coaching you. It was great offering you my services. Another thing that some coaches will do is put a link to their payment options in this. So you can write any kind of note that you choose in here, and that will show up on the body of your invoice. So when you're done selecting all your options and making all your changes, now you have two options. You can save this invoice as a draft, and that's going to save all of your changes up to this point so you can leave and come back to either finish your agreement or make changes as needed, but you have the option to save it as a draft. The next option you have, if you're finished and you're happy with all the invoicing options you've chosen, you can click the orange Next Contract Terms button. And what this is going to do is take you to the next tab in the new client agreement wizard, which is your contract terms.